Hello YouTube. It's been an awful long time since we spoke last. Yet I still have nothing particularly interesting to say. I guess there's nothing much better to do than just to get on with the challenge that was set for me by Mr. Taylor, and he's an absolute arse for this one. He knows full well that I have a certain, how shall I put this, distaste for Japanese culture in general. Except for my neighbour Totoro. So I guess it's about time that I get on with this shitfest. Bring on Naruto. So join me at the beginning of episode 1. I'm going for the subtitled version. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Anybody who's a fan of anime, feel free to comment and tell me that I'm doing it all wrong and that I should be using the dubbed version. Or maybe I am doing it right. Who knows? So yeah, let's just get this over with as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and be as unbiased as possible, but I'm not particularly open-minded when it comes to anime, I'll be honest, so don't be expecting rave reviews. Right, you join me at the other end of that ordeal, shall we say. And yeah, I have a few things to say about it. I'm going to admit that it's exactly how I pictured it, and perhaps even a little bit worse. Although there is one redeeming feature, and that's the fact that they don't use internal monologues like I've seen in some anime, which really pisses me off. It's not like you just stop in the street and just like have a full conversation with yourself. Because you must just look like fucking weird to everyone else. But yeah, let's get on to the subject at hand. The episode I watched was created in 2002, and for the year it was created I thought the animation was reasonably poor, I'll be honest. I mean, there was very little motion, and it didn't really sell it to me. Another thing that I noticed is the whole episode seemed really rushed, like, it's almost like they compressed like an entire movie down into like a, I don't know, just like, it's like they compressed an entire movie down into a 20-minute episode. And so I didn't really get time to connect with the characters. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Naruto, the protagonist, is just like an arrogant fucking cunt who isn't particularly good at anything, except at the end when he just suddenly becomes good for whatever reason. I'm sure somebody will explain that to me, but by that point I'd kind of given up on paying much attention to it. And he seems to hoover up ramen noodles like a fucking freak. Because of what I felt was a rushed nature of the whole show, I really didn't get time to fucking feel anything for any of the characters. I mean, I know it's only the introduction episode, but considering there's 100 million episodes of this fucking program, you'd think that at least they'd spend like a couple of episodes kind of establishing the characters and making you actually give a shit about them. But there was just some guy who was getting a ridiculously oversized throwing star in his back, and I thought, oh, he's dead. I don't care, because I can remember his name. He has done nothing. Yeah, I've heard that it's rated as a 15, and I just don't, it doesn't seem to know what its audience is, because whereas the certification for it being a 15 would suggest that it's maybe for a slightly more adult audience, but they use a lot of kind of really cartoony sound effects and stupid things that are maybe more pandering to a younger audience, but still they show a bit of blood in there and a bit of violence, and it just doesn't seem to quite, but you know, whatever. So yeah, I mean, I've heard that a lot of people say it's something that grows on you, and I'm not going to be taking it further to find out if it actually does, but I don't know, maybe slightly overhyped. Sorry, for anyone who may be a fan, I'm probably just being a cock throughout this whole video, and I apologise for that. But no, it's just my opinion, so, you know, fuck you. I did go into the episode really trying to like it and find things that I enjoyed, but it just doesn't really sit with me. I'm just not into that kind of thing. I mean, it didn't particularly grab me in any way. The introduction of the story seemed kind of a bit, well, rushed. I said rushed a lot, because it's just how that episode feels to me. But you know, it's the first episode, so I can't, like, just destroy the whole fucking 100,000 million episodes, or however many there are, just from this one experience. but I'll just say it's not to my taste, not something that I will be ever watching again, probably, with a bit of luck. Why is everybody a ninja?